In this tutorial, we're going to illustrate a number of techniques. One is how to move blocks, create space, insert a block between a connection. In particular, we're going to insert an add noise block in order to generate Gaussian noise, reflecting noise sources either in the channel or at the receiver, and illustrate other techniques in terms of manipulating and editing the block diagram. Let's go ahead and open up tutorial number 3 from before and recap what we did over there. In case of tutorial number 3, you would recall that the two square root Nyquist filters now have a common parameter, arg0, in both cases, that point to the global parameters, in which we have an argument 0 called roll-off factor and a value of 0.5. Changing this parameter through the global arguments changes the parameter in both of these blocks, which need to be synchronized obviously between the transmitter and receiver. So that's a recap of what we did last time. What we'd like to do now is to actually go move these two blocks. We have to create some room in order to model a communication channel. So in order to move the blocks, we use the manipulate pull down menu, which has an item called select blocks. If we click on that, the hand cursor shows up where you can click, surround the blocks that you want to move, select them, and you'll notice that the check marks appear. And then go back to the manipulate, and you have this menu item called move selected blocks. It's very convenient because it can move blocks either horizontally or vertically, left or right, or top to bottom, and the amount of pixels to move per increment. So go ahead and we'll click on the move to the right, and you can see that we move about 100 pixels each time we click, and this is very convenient. The connection actually stretched out also. Next, we're going to actually insert a block here, which is the add noise block, in order to add noise and simulate, decreasing the signal noise ratio. Let's go ahead and click on the connection. You have a menu item called insert block. Select that. You'll have two submenus, block and hierarchical block. Select block, and of course the list of blocks shows up. We're going to select add noise, conveniently at the top. Press OK, and automatically the block is inserted. The add noise block generates white Gaussian noise, and it basically has two parameters. One is the noise variance, noise power, and also a seed. So if you had multiple add noise blocks, you can change the seed, or if you're running multiple simulations in an iterative simulation, you can actually change the seed. We're going to go ahead and make the noise variance actually 0 and run the simulation. You'll see the eye diagram with no noise. Let's go and change the parameter and add some noise. In this case, we're going to enter 0.1 for the variance and run the simulation again, and you see that the noise does end up closing the eye quite a bit. Let's go ahead and add some more noise. Make that 0.2. Run this simulation again. So you can see that as you add more noise to the channel, the eye sort of closes, and of course later on we're going to investigate how this affects the bit error rate. This concludes this part of the tutorial.